2011, he did a very disgusting and unexpected thing. He released part of his own mother. As expected, he didn't stop there.
It's disgusting. It's something that you should never be talking about with a 13-year-old, 14-year-old.
He would, however, be expelled out of his university as some of the artwork in his portfolio was discovered and was considered highly illegal, being called a menace to society, with him later clarifying the statement of him being expelled by stating that Switzerland has some law against underage persons involved in sex activity and art.
Hello, my name's Lisa. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about Ava Kris Tyson, who is a childhood friend of the massive YouTuber mrbeast, and some alleged things that happened many years ago that have just been brought to light. I'm going to preface the video by saying that everything is alleged and I am just giving my opinion on what allegedly happened, although there is a lot of screenshots and proof. I also need to put a trigger warning in because some of this content is extremely disturbing. This has all been brought to our attention by Adrox, Prism 42, and a tiny clip from a guy called Verdius, but he has since deleted his video. And there has also been an update since all this kicks off, but I'll cover that at the end.
A very sketchy personality involved in this story, also known as Shadman. Shadman was a normal guy until he decided to attend an art university in Switzerland to pursue his passion for art. However, shortly after, he was expelled when some of his artwork was discovered to be illegal, even considered a danger to society. But something more extreme was about to happen. He launched his own website, and that's when his talented artwork came to light. In 2011, he did a very disgusting and unexpected thing. He released part of his own mother.
Who in their right mind does artwork of their mother like that? Got to answer my own question. Nobody in their right mind does anything like that. It will all become clear how Shadman and Ava Kris Tyson know each other very shortly.
As expected, he didn't stop there. Someone will tweet on November 8th, 2016, asking Shadman to draw Keemstar's daughter, who was 7 years old at the time, doing inappropriate things with Donald Trump. Shadman will respond by saying that if Trump wins the election, he will deliver it. And as we know, Trump wins, and as promised, Shadman will post drawings of her in an unusual manner. As if this wasn't enough, he'll later release a drawing of her giving head to Donald Trump.
Why would anyone want to see a drawing of a young child with a man in their 70s? That is just sick in the head. It's depraved and utterly disgusting.
24th, 2017, he posted a picture of Daphne Keene, referring to her as a real-life life. Shockingly, just a few days later, he began posting drawings depicting her being severely molested. What makes this even more disturbing is that she was only 12 years old at the time. Yet this wasn't the first time Shadman has done something like this. Lieutenant Corbis is also one of them.
Now, if you're like me and don't know what this kind of drawing is, then I had to look on Wikipedia to find out, and this is what it says. In Japanese popular culture, a lolicon is a genre of fictional media which focuses on young girl characters, particularly in a sexually suggestive or erotic manner. The term, a portmanteau of the English language phrase Lolita complex, also refers to desire and affection for such characters and their fans.
But aside from all that, a new question arises. How are Ava and Shadman linked? Well, the answer to this is another drawing by Shadman. It depicts a young girl wearing a "Please be patient, I have autism" cap, pointing a gun at her mouth. She has a fidget spinner as an earring and a spade tattoo on her thigh that says BBC, which we all know what it means. On November 18th, 2017, Ava responded to a tweet from Grande and mrbeast stating, "This is coming from a guy who owns a shad-based drawing and has it as a centerpiece in his living room." Just some time later, they also posted the exact same drawing laid on the floor with the caption, "Bonus fidget spinners to throw some extra autism." Initially, it seems Kris was being sarcastic because this tweet came after Shadman had drawn all those disgusting images. However, something messy was going on behind the scenes. In this mrbeast video, you'll notice a very familiar thing at the 9 minutes and 30-second timestamp. From what I believe, keeping illegal art in the bedroom isn't normal at all.
At this point, I find it surprisingly shocking that that picture is in the front room of the apartment that Ava shares with mrbeast. It leads me to want to ask if that sort of thing is front and centre in your living room for all of the public to see, then what the hell happens in private? That's a scary thought, isn't it? It's a place I don't think anyone really wants to go to.
Shadman post saying, "No Beast Boy trap, Shad? You've changed." Basically, Ava was asking Shadman to draw art of Beast Boy, as Beast Boy was shown at different ages in the show. We can't say anything for certain, but that doesn't mean the tweet wasn't strange. Though we definitely can't say the same about the next tweet. On January 17th, 2018, a person tweeted saying, "Remember this growing up? Me too. Check it out at Shadbase," featuring a photo of the 4-year-old cartoon character Caillou with his mother. Obviously, we know Shadbase is a website with very disgusting content involving children and comic book characters, and the tweet clearly referenced that. But instead of opposing it, Kris joined in and replied, "Help, I need an adult." I don't think there's any need to explain how crazy this stuff is. But what's even crazier is Ava's next tweet. Maybelle and Dipper are 12-year-old siblings from a show called Gravity Falls. On July 14th, 2017, a user tweeted comics of these characters kissing. Ava replied, "They're twins, so at this point, it's just
The only thing I'm going to say about all of these tweets is when this first was brought to light by Adrox 6 days ago, all of these tweets were still on Ava Kris's Twitter. But at the time of recording this video, everything has been deleted. So what does that tell you? Now we're going to move on to the alleged evidence from Prism 42. And in a lot of respects, this is even more damning and disturbing because these are conversations between Ava Kris Tyson and someone who starts off in the beginning of these conversations is a 14-year-old.
Now, this is the part where I get concerned. I get concerned because this guy that you talk to online, you've been socializing with, you've been playing video games with, he's asking you, "Kris, does she know about your hentai addiction?" And that's the thing, is this guy at this point, November 12th, 2003, he would have been 14 years old. So this guy is asking you these questions and you were talking to him when he was super young. How does he know this? I don't know. But it definitely doesn't look good because this is someone that you were talking to.
As you probably obviously have worked out, I'm not a gamer, but that doesn't make me an idiot. I know people that are gamers, and I know that they do converse with each other online, which is 100% fine in some respects, but it all depends on what you're saying to each other. And this is where the problems arise. I mean, why on earth are they talking about that addiction that is alleged that Ava has? I mean, that's quite disturbing in and of itself, really. But it only gets worse.
Lava says, "I'm your first Patreon big boy." Now keep in mind, Kris Tyson, he would have been He was born July 1996, so he would have been 22 years old at the time, or around that age. And you have this guy who was born in November 12, 2003. He would have been 14. And of course, here he is. I'm your first Patreon, Big Boy, which he's calling him Big Boy. And he shows that he donated some money. He donated like $1 or something. So it's not enough to meet the goal. And he says, but not $5. Pathetic. Just kidding. Kissy face. Yeah, this is the part that I have a problem with. And I'm going to say this, but if you know this guy is that young and you've been talking to him one-on-one online and you've been socializing with him and making friends, what is this comment supposed to mean? I'll tell you what it means. It means that you're telling him that he needs to donate $5 so you can release your nudes or whatever, and you sent him a kissy face. And this is someone who's in college talking to like someone that isn't even in high school yet, really. Or if he was in high school, he just joined it. Because what I'm seeing here is he says, wait till my Twitch revenue comes in, winky face. So you're sending kissy faces, he's sending you a winky face, and the premise is you're trying to give him enough money so you can get his nude. And of course he says, I posted some fire nudes for you, please no share.
I really don't give a shit what sexuality you are or profess to be, but messaging minors in this way is just so wrong. And you know it's wrong because you're saying, I sent you some nudes, please don't share. What the hell are you doing? Why are you sending these kinds of pictures to someone under the age of 18? And you clearly know it's wrong because you are literally saying in black and white there, please don't share. Now, I know this is quite confusing because the guy who's talking keeps referring to Kris Tyson and I keep referring to Ava Kris Tyson. Well, this person was actually born Kris Tyson and then transgendered and came out as Ava Kris Tyson. Just to make that clear for you.
So this guy is super young, right? He's been talking to him since he was super young, 13 years old. So why is it that not only are you DMing this guy on Twitter, you're Snapchatting this guy, you're talking one-on-one in a voice chat with this guy, but the kind of Snapchats that you're sending, this is the Snapchat that you sent. He said, I get weird snap from Kris. And it's a picture of him making a weird face next to an American flag, and it says, coming for America.
That Snapchat paints a disgustingly horrible image in my head, which I totally wish wasn't there.
This guy would have been like 15 at this point. And why are you sending a 15-year-old a message saying, coming for America? Why are you DMing a 15-year-old anyways on Snapchat? Why are you doing that? Why are you DMing this guy who you've been talking to since he was 13 on Snapchat?
That is a bloody good question. Why? Why are you doing that? I keep thinking to myself, is the world worse today than it was 30 or 40 years ago? And I've come to the conclusion, no, it isn't. It's just that there wasn't the internet. So these sorts of things weren't called out and brought to light in this way. All we had then was the traditional news from TV and newspapers. But with the advent of the internet, things like this are being called out and put in front of millions of people so that they become aware of it a lot quicker than they would have back 30 or 40 years ago. Now, to go back to a point I made at the beginning of this video, there has been an update from Lava who is the person that Ava Kris Tyson has been messaging in the second part of this video. And he put a statement up on Twitter saying that nothing ever happened between him and Chris. And as far as he's concerned, everything was innocent and has been taken out of context, which is fine for him to say that. He may not feel like a victim and he is now 20 years old, but that doesn't change the fact that a man was messaging a minor in an totally inappropriate way, in my opinion. So I still feel that he is a victim. You don't have to physically touch someone for them to be a victim. That's the way I personally see it. Well, that's it for this video. Please give it a like, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you on the next video. Ta-ta for now.